6:20 a.m. There is a girl and she is waking up. Her sense of doom is not so great today. She feels like she is okay and the forecast is sunny. Little do she and those farmers suspect that rain is the outlook. We watch and wait to see what her first move is. So much love, so little for her. 6:40 a.m. Animals left to lie in their own feces, just in over the wire. She is listening to the news now and is looking sorry. Let us go and visit her head to get an on-scene report.
I feel so sorry for the beaten animals. All they knows is angers, and they have no outlet. So I wants to climbs in the kennel and lay down, letting them rip, gash my skin till it is tatters. But I knows they wouldn't make meals of me, though. Sees the bloods reminds them of lickings their own wounds.
7:10 a.m. She is in her car. She is remembering her night before. It was early. She can't remember past 10 p.m., assuming the girl went to sleep. Dr. Kevorkian over the wire over the death of the elderly woman with Lou Gehrig's disease. Suicide Road. It goes on in her head, and the next thing you know, she has spilt her coffee and cream all over the car, and she is grabbing wildly at the cup. A weird dream comes back to her. Smell? She can't remember. Like vacuuming over that piece of lint 20, 30 times and never bending down to pick it up. But that is real life, not a dream sequence. I think our friend has a problem telling the two apart. 7:40 a.m. She has arrived at the office wet and disheveled, with her co-workers looking at her wondering what crazy thing she did the night before. Only she is thinking if she had her coffee, they wouldn't be this insensitive. Then the sour smell on her fingers from the cream and the coffee wafts to their noses, and they look again at each other. Only she is thinking if she had not spilled her coffee, they wouldn't be this insensitive about it.
I knows I am completely societally unfunctional, but I have my friends, so fucks off.
Her co-workers are always concerned when she has these outbursts. Where do they come from? Later, when they discuss this after she has left the room, they say the only thing that they noticed at all was her disheveled hair, and what can they do to make her feel more comfortable? It was so hard to invite her to their houses, for she seems to play a little too much with the animals. 8:10 a.m. Ooh, the president is coming over the TV with a live address on the issues of homelessness. 8:40 a.m. Let's go look in at our friend. She is a computer genius. Her fingers are very fast. She often looks at the pads to see if they are pulsing from her lightning speed. We interrupt this description to tell you a man 51 killed a man 81 while fighting over a cart of day-old bread. The killer wanted it for the mission, and the victim for the senior center. We wonder how much she listens to our twice-hourly news reports. Does she learn? She's still looking at her pads. Ooh, and when she stares in the mirror for too long, or at her pads, she remembers stuff. Words that begin with dis and pictures. 9:10 a.m. Dysfunction, disabled, disowned, disorder, disease, discard, distraught. I seize images, the peoples who aren't typing, but putting their pads up as if to show me their pads, more like in dismays of me. Is it a dream? She is noticing her co-worker coming over. Hello? Hello, ugh. Always smiling. They should show more controls, but perhaps that they still breathe and haven't done themselves in is the ultimate control. Lack of the suicide road. 9:40 a.m. Coming up in the news, health plans, gangs, and a body found in our little community. It doesn't happen here at Eyewitness in your head, controlling your perspective news. We all volunteer, pay our parking tickets. The body found is a white female Wyoming immigrant to our state. It is reported the hair was ripped right out of the skull and a World War II dog tag was punched in her mouth. All mutilation was done only to head and hands. Not to mention they were lying in their own shit. She hears the news and wonders how they could say that. They were lying in their own shit. How disgusting. 10:10 a.m. Transgression, erase, hit, finish off, slay. The murders is the seconds in a month of same nature. Slaughter, trigger, waste. I wonder if shits is an indication of death. Like when you shit, does that mean at any moment it will be your last one? Why does they shits when they are murders? Bowel movements. 10:40 a.m. A gay couple has been involved in legal issues over adoption. Are they fit parents? These are issues that people in the community go over. Exactly where is the dysfunction, and is it in the home or produced by the media? The murder victim is none other than Margot, our churchgoer and friend of our little office worker. She is shocked when it comes out. She was one of her only friends. Who on earth could butcher, massacre, maim, be eager for bloodshed for my friend Margot? Oh, Margot, with the hair lips and mongoloid eyes and baby face, who got all the churchmen. 11:10 a.m. Looking in on our surveillance person, she is in the bathroom at work. The whole homicide shook her up. She stares in the mirror. She is popping her acne to get rid of the mess, to gain control over her looks, to gain control over her life. While in our reality, we know, and researchers know, she is just adding scar tissue. She looks up and goes into her own eyes. Pooled reflection coming back, so close to the mirror, so deep to her own eyes. Yellow belly, red blooded, blue lip, green with envy, white liar. People's hazy, laughing, lying, telling me cock and bull story of trust and friendships. Red blooded, yellow belly, blue lipped, green with envy, white liar. I'm in outrages of all colors. 11:40 a.m. Crack, up. Oh, fucks, I broke some mirrors. My nose hurts, and I must stop pickings. I'm hungry. 12:10 p.m. Here we are at the scene of the crime, talking to an officer about the incident. There is yellow tape around the yard and people going in and out of the house. We think that what is happening is this is part of a string or succession of murders, which are thusly turning into a grisly pattern. The person who did these murders is obviously embittered and in need of help. For so strange and particular is the manner of death, it speaks that they will be watching to see what is made of their spectacle, perhaps one of vengeance. Boy, can those cops tell you a lot these days, and from our news service, killing methods, a closer look coming up. Oh, look, our office worker has just showed up to see the carnage of her friend on her lunch break. She is at the scene of the crime, looking sad, lip trembling. Ooh, and she has some coffee. Well, good for her. She better watch it. The police photographer is taking crowd shots. 12:40 p.m. A tidbit on our wire to help in the psyche of our friend. Last week, our little worker won bingo at the hall. Just as she placed her piece on the winning number, she had this idea. What if God views gambling as a sin? She opens her mouth, but the wrath of hell is all she sees. Too sorry she wasn't thinking straight. She could have donated it to her church. 1:10 p.m. Now here at the news, we want to be objectional. Her symptoms are like one who had a hard time. She apparently has the ability to memorize random actions and imitate them. Perhaps that is why her, nor us, has thought to suggest help for our anti-rational tendencies. What perhaps is the motive for her to pick up some choice characteristics and not others? Choices like why one person sits on the couch and is a grump, and the other chooses to kill. 1:40 p.m. Did you hear about the crisis clinic worker? Just in over the wire on our 12th News Minute. The CC worker got so sick of the person calling them that They traced them and found them and sliced their wrist as the caller had continually threatened to do. Christ is clinic worker, life in prison, the victim a new lease on life. She is smiling, so we do get through. Her ears are open, not just her mouth. 2:10 p.m. Oops, that was a close one. She almost saw us with our cameras, mics, and recorders. Here at Eyewitness in Your Head, controlling your perspective news, we try and pick out people who we want to follow around and view the human behavior aspects. It is all for research. This is to give each of us a better understanding of ourselves, trying to pick out how you would have committed the crime with what weapon, and how you would have covered it up. And most importantly, would you go to the scene of the crime to see how it was coming along, or to give helpful hints on the crime you committed, just to check your personal progress? Anyway, what kind of a person goes to the scene of a crime? One who is experiencing a breakdown? 2:40 p.m. I remembers the haze trying to open your mouth so it would be wider, but being afraid. The pressure's so great, but pain means not only the tears, but of desires. Well, we never. Where is she coming up with this stuff? 3:10 p.m. Only an hour's left of work. 3:40 p.m. Our 19th news minute in, and 2 tons of bags filled with cocaine were confiscated, and the bags were marked with codes of Clinton across the top. Some dealer's idea of a joke. The murder was committed sometime between 9 p.m. and 1 a.m. Officers are trying to find clues to the killer by the actual act of the crime. The body itself is a clue. One could look at the manner of the hair ripped off the scalp with the blood clumps or the broken fingers, but the pure amount of blood that was on their face is evidence enough. Derangement, afflictive, hurtful, zap, rub out. The person is looped, loony, long-winded, crackpot. 4:10 p.m. I am in discombobulated states today. I loses a friend, 2 friends, second murders. I wonders if I should give statements to police. Wonders if they'll ask, do they know I have friends? Maybe I can tell them about her, Margot, how she stole all the churchmen. She was brought up in the church. She had no sense of rights or wrongs. Even when she wouldn't make the Tupperware parties, Sherry wouldn't make them either. Poor Sherry, she's gone too, just like Margot. Maybe that is the connection. And Eyes worked so hard on the parties. 4:50 p.m. We can observe out of the office environment soon. The computers are causing disturbances in our camera equipment. She is typing rather maniacally. 34th news minute. Man jailed after enforcement raided home and found World War II Nazi memorabilia and 2 bazooka rockets and 2 military mortar rounds. World War II stuff, like the dog tag found in both victims' mouths. Police know it was an insider job. No signs of forced entry. Maybe this man's did it. Maybe desertion, disconnect, body parts, bowel movements. It's all connected. Emulates, copies, successions, sequentials. 5:10 p.m. Now it is time for our little office worker to go to dinner. The issue is drive through or drive up. She likes the car with its smell. It is rather comforting. Sour coffee. Let's get a profile shot. Hit, crash, thump. Uh-oh, we ran into the window with the lens, trying to see too much. Hayes, what are you doing, you reckless old hags? Didn't your mother teaches you coordinations? Well, may we ask you a few inside questions? Who are you?
Oh, you are that eyewitness inside your heads, controlling your perspectives. News, I've heard of you. You watches me a lot. Every day you are there.
No, you are mistaken. We cannot.
You tries and tells me stuffs.
No, we don't want to alter your life. We are objectional.
Like reportings, I was upset over the animals and my sense of doom.
5:50 p.m. This is monumental. We are having dinner and getting to know our subject. She is rambling about dreams. It is harder to tell what is going on to her in person. She is so disjointed. She wishes she could always smoke. She knows it is bad, like her crazy tendencies, to let others control her and her thoughts. Oh, here's a news minute. Wait, no news minutes are there. Where is our reporter? 6:10 p.m.
I am going home to wait, to realize you are bothering me all the time. Get out of my life. You cannot come in. You always try and control my life by feeding me just what you want me to hear. I hate you.
6:50 p.m. We are in her house reporting on the events, but she keeps eyeing us. Now we are being watched. Why are we here? Someone ought to report her. She is dangerous. Everyone else in a rational sort of mind would realize we are just here for the truth. She is heading towards the bathroom. Something is wrong with her. She is acting funny. She's been in there a long time, and it appears that the closer we get to her, the more closed her thoughts are, and we cannot enter any of them. Suicide Road? 7:10 p.m. She has been in there long, and we speculate it is probably the mirror syndrome of remembering stuff. We wonder if she will share this phenomenon. Here she comes.
Ice has a syringe to knock you out, to stay out. She has our arm. The needle goes in. Time flies when we get together. Every night, every time, the rage is bringing us together. It was our arm. We are one, real together. It is real human emotion and logic. She always tries to get us to leave. We think too much by bringing our different aspects together, our split world. Then she can get us to shut up. 7:50 p.m. She knows we will report it if she lets us go. We are hazy, but we are all from the same family. We are glad, though, when she gives us this stuff, for then she can let our inhibitions down and do what we want. Join with her and tell her the violence is rational every day, every time we forgets the night before she knocks us out. Before she goes out, we have to go with her. We are one. We cannot tell the police for fear of being found, for we are also guilty, and we logify her rage. Someone has to. Someone. 8:10 p.m., 8:50 p.m., 9:10 p.m., 9:50 p.m. We must get out of her heads. Forgetting quick. Everyone, she is controlling blood. What if there is another victim? Erase the head, erase the finger pads, extort the violence that we have learned is a necessity to keep balanced with society. If there was not such an outlet, the quality of life for us would go down. The depressions would be too severe.
10 p.m. She must be smart. She is smart. We are smart. She knocks us out before she goes out.